All right, thinking man here. I've got the SIG P320 M18 back out. We're going to run a deburr machine again. This time it's not going to be as long of a video. Somebody in the comments had mentioned, what about doing one where when you assemble the gun, you don't push the slide lock up. All right, and what that does when you don't put that slide lock up, when you reassemble the gun, it puts a block so no magazine can go in it and the sear don't come all the way up. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Lock it back, do your little lever here, drop the slide. All right, so when you put the slide back on, you close this lever, this little sear, and you probably can't see it because I'm too far away, but that little sear right there is not all the way up. But the gun will still function as far as pulling the trigger and dropping the hammer, right? But you can't load it. It's got the magazine blocked, so it can't be loaded. So we're going to work around that and put a primer case in it with no powder, no bullet, and that way we'll hear if it goes off. So I'm going to reassemble it. Let me flip the lever back down. But I'm going to do it like this and not use the slide lock. All right. See, it won't accept the magazine, but it will fire. So now if I do this, you're going to hear the click. All right, now everything's back to normal. It'll accept the magazine and everything's good. So let me put it back in that state. Off. Whoop, load up. Almost locked it. And make sure that it's not gonna, let's reset it. Do it with the index finger. All right, so now I never pushed it up. We're blocked. All right, let's hit the deburr machine. I'm gonna load one in here. We're gonna run it in that deburr machine. And if it's ever gonna go off, this is gonna be it, because the sear's not all the way up engaged. So I look for it to go off. And I was reluctant to do this test because it's not really fully assembled. I mean, you haven't finished. I mean, you can't load the gun. So, I mean, that's not the issue with what people are saying these SIGs got going on. So, but I'm kind of curious if it will go off that way, but we'll see. Slow down deburr and we'll see. I got to cut the tape. Don't like doing that, but I'm a one-man show, so we're gonna go to the deburr machine. Okay, back at the deburr machine now. I'm gonna put a primed case in it, in the pistol, and we're still at that state that it won't accept a magazine. I mean, I can sit there and slam that thing, and it's not going to accept a magazine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this prime case in here, and we're going to throw it back in the holster and verify that that's still won't accept. So if it's ever going to fire, you know, that sear is barely hanging. So if this thing's going to fire on its own with no trigger pull, this one is going to do it. So let's run it for a little while and we see what happens. to make one of these go off. Man, I can't seem to get it to go off. Alright. See if it'll accept the magazine. Alright, it accepts the magazine now. So something did change. Alright, well let's see if the sear stayed where it belongs. Ah, we got a dead trigger. So, that's interesting. So if we've got a dead trigger, let's make sure we didn't miss something on that primer or have a dud. So let's pop that out. And there it is. Not a dent in it. But let's make sure that the gun does still work. That it ain't some kind of fluke. Hold your ears, boys. There you go. So, I don't know what it takes to make one of them go off in a holster, but I'm here to tell you, if that right there didn't do it, I don't know what will. Okay, back for one more little short thing on this P320 M18. All right, when I pulled it off the deburr machine that time and it had the dead trigger, I was kind of thinking, okay, what was going on there? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to load the primered case, and the gun is fully functional, right? It's reassembled like it should be. And I'm going to drop a case, primered case. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to reach up in there and push the sear down and force the gun to fire, right? Wouldn't that make the gun fire? Even though the trigger's not pulled. Now I'm going to get it close to the, you know what, let me get this, see if I can get this other mic going. Well, you should be able to hear it. But just to make sure somebody does hear it, I'm going to stick that right there. All right, so it's got the primer case in it, and I'm going to reach up in with this scribe, and we're going to listen for it. I'll get my pick right. You heard it. So, if the theory of these things just fire on their own when the trigger is not pulled, I didn't pull the trigger. And the gun didn't go pow, and watch this. Trigger's dead. It is dead. So, let me put that back in, and this time I'm just going to show you that this, no smoke and mirrors around here. It does fire. There you go. So, once again, the trigger was not pulled, but the sear dropped. Gun didn't go bang. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.